welcome to our Community Connections class today, August 21st, 2025. And we have, my name is Jeremy Capone. Maybe I'll start off with introductions. My name is Jeremy Capone. I'm a wellness chef for the Cancer Rehab and Survivorship Program at the Princess Margaret Cancer Center. Daniela Fiorini, who's our incredible dietitian, she is unfortunately not able to join us today, but we do have a special guest. This is Cassandra McCall, who is the Chief Resource Officer, Research Officer. I knew we would mess that up. Research Officer from CCRAN. Welcome, Cassandra, and tell us what CCRAN is.
Oh, thank you so much, Jeremy. So again, my name is Cassandra. Thank you so much for joining us today. So CCRAN is the Colorectal Cancer Resource and Action Network, and essentially we're a national, not-for-profit, patient-focused organization who champions the health and well-being of Canadians touched by colorectal cancer. So it could be patients, caregivers, family members, as well as others at risk of developing the disease. And we do this by providing support, education, and advocacy to patients and their caregivers. And we do this with the ultimate goal of reducing the burden of cancer in Canada. We do also have an expanded mandate, and we do some work across other tumor types as well, but we'll keep the focus on colorectal cancer today. So CCRAN is, as I said, it's a patient-focused organization. We offer quite a lot of programming and resources available to support patients and their loved ones as they go through this experience, as well as survivors. Some of our programming is related to nutrition, actually. So we have our My Foods for Life program, wherein we actually have a registered dietitian on staff who does one-on-one consults, particularly for patients who maybe aren't so fortunate to be treated at UHN, for example, and maybe don't have access to such wonderful resources that are available here. I'll highlight a couple of our brochures. We do have some cookbooks available with some lovely recipes designed for the colorectal cancer patient. Our other programming extends to support services, educational services as well. We have an upcoming early age onset cancer symposium, which when we talk about early age onset cancers, we're talking about cancers diagnosed in an individual under the age of 50. So CCRAN has an entire mandate dedicated to early age onset cancer. We do a lot of work in that space. Unfortunately, in colorectal cancer, the rates of early age onset are rising rapidly. So there's a lot of work to be done. And we have this symposium coming up November 20th to 21st. It's a national virtual event. It's free to register. We have a lot of really wonderful sessions available focused on things from kind of policy. We're talking about lowering the screening age in colorectal cancer to other kind of sessions that are really relevant to young patients going through the journey. So we'll be talking about things like fertility and intimacy, reproduction. We'll be talking about the costs of cancer, managing survivorship. And this is, again, right across tumor types. So yeah, we're a busy organization, but all of our services are absolutely free and available virtually and across the country.
That's fantastic. That's incredible. And I was going to ask a couple questions.
Yes, please.
For the symposium, how are people able to register?
Yeah, so registration is going to open in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
And it's available through our website, which is www.CCRAN, which is CCRAN.org. And anybody who's registered in our database, which is free of charge, will certainly receive email notifications. We'll be sending it out on our socials as well. But yeah, absolutely free registration, and there's something there for everyone, really regardless of the age of diagnosis. Certainly tailored to the younger patients, but there's something of interest, I think, to everybody.
That's incredible. And then if someone does want to book a consult with the dietitian that you have on staff, do they also go through the website as well?
Absolutely, yeah. We have a national patient programs manager and a patient support team who patients or caregivers are welcome to connect with. We also do one-on-one calls to support and educate patients, help them navigate treatment options, and just generally provide some empowering and supportive information. But yeah, certainly give us a call, visit our website, and we can connect anybody interested to our dietitian.
Fantastic. That's amazing. Thank you for sharing. We will include a lot of that information in our description on our recipe pages and the videos from today's class. So if you're watching today, tune back and check it out in upcoming days for those resource links. But again, the website is
www.crancran.org.
Fantastic. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
And for today, our recipes, like Sandra mentioned, we're going to be focusing on colorectal cancer population. And in particular, with these recipes, we designed them for people that might be on a low-fiber diet.
Yes.
And I don't know if you want to talk about it a little bit.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So when you think of colon health, you usually think fiber, but that's not always the case. And in colorectal cancer patients, if they are experiencing perhaps a partial blockage in their colon, or if they're maybe preparing for surgical resection of the colon, or have just had surgical resection of the colon, actually a low-fiber diet can be really essential. So even though it's not necessarily intuitive to what you think about when you think about colon health, it's really important to understand how to cook low-fiber diets to support your body through the cancer experience.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And so keeping that in mind, we designed today's recipes to be low-fiber, but still very nutritious, still very satiating, accessible. Easy is the name of the game if you're familiar with our recipes. So we have 3 recipes to highlight today, and we're ready to get started.
All right.
Now, Cassandra, you mentioned that you're not super confident in the kitchen. But okay, it's right. This is the place to be, for sure. And we'll definitely put you to work. So, but it'll be very easy and straightforward. The first recipe that we're going to highlight, this is actually taking some inspiration from a Sunday lunch dish that relatively recently my mom has been cooking quite often, and it's been really great summer salad recipe, and sort of spin on like a potato salad, like a traditional potato salad. So we are making a potato salad. Potatoes are a great option. That can be lower fiber, especially if we do remove the peels and the skins. And so that is going to be the star of the show for today's recipe. I saved you the exciting part of cooking the potatoes, but I can go through the explaining of it. So you can use really any potato that you like. Yukon Golds are pretty standard, sort of like in that medium sort of starch. It's almost like a cross between like a waxy potato and a very starchy potato. So they work really well for potato salad. You peel it just sort of cut them into medium-sized chunks, and then into the pot and cover with water, and then bring to a boil. So a little bit different from like if you were cooking grains or pasta or something. We want to start it in cold water and bring that up to temp. And once it is boiling, we can sort of reduce the heat a little bit. I don't want a very aggressive boil, but cook them until they are soft and tender. And you can usually tell by sticking a fork inside. It should come out pretty easily. If they start to break apart a little bit, that's perfect. I don't want to make mashed potatoes, so I don't want to overcook them, but just until they're nice and soft and tender. So that can vary like 10 to 15 minutes-ish, depending on the size of the potato. So it's more of like a test game for that, okay? So we have our cooked potatoes ready to go. This is also highlighting another great choose option, which you wouldn't think, because beans, like regular beans in general, would not be considered a great low-fiber ingredient. Yes. However, green beans, string beans in a smaller quantity would be okay on the list. So we are adding some really nice green beans to this dish, and instead of having lots of pots and cooking, lots of dishes to cook after or clean after, what I like to do is like the last couple minutes of cooking the potatoes, you throw in your green beans into the same pot and just do it at the same time. Okay?
That's my kind of cooking.
Yeah, really easy. Yeah. So that's what we did here. We have our cooked green beans and we have our cooked potatoes. So those are the stars of the dish. Now, Sandra, what I'm going to ask you to do is to work on the dressing. So I just want to make sure, yes, we can see it. And we're going to start off with, you can use this spoon. We're going to start off with a little bit of Dijon mustard. You can put all of that in there.
Just put it right in the bowl?
Right in the bowl.
Okay. My goal today is to show that if I can do it, anybody can.
Yes.
Because as Jeremy said, I'm not much of a cook.
Now, Dijon, because we're getting a little fancy with it, you don't have to use Dijon. This is really just where flavors come into play, so you can use what you want right here.
Okay.
So Dijon, we're going to add a little bit of acid. So we're going to squeeze the lemon in here. Now, what we can do for the seeds, we'll get a strainer. If I'm doing this at home and I need to be a little quicker, I'll just strain it through my hands and catch the seeds that way.
Okay.
But we can do it through the strainer
Just
as well.
Squeeze it right in there?
Yeah, squeeze it in there. Now, if you find it a little challenging to squeeze, you're doing a great job. Not that you're finding it challenging, but if you do find it a little challenging to squeeze, a little trick is one hand, put a fork in the middle and hold the fork. And with the other hand, you can squeeze the lemon around.
Oh, look at it go.
Yeah.
That is a great tip, especially for cancer patients that are maybe undergoing chemotherapy and have maybe reduced
peripheral neuropathy. Dealing with limited mobility or grip strength. Yeah, that is really helpful.
That's a great
so you get a lot more of that lemon juice out of there. Now, if you don't need, you can go a little bit more. We're gonna put you to work. I'm just gonna watch. This is a lot easier. We want a little bit of acid. So if you don't have a lemon on hand, you use vinegar. Any vinegar will work. Red wine vinegar, white wine vinegar. The acid ratios we can sort of keep the same.
Okay.
But we want to keep it really flexible. So yes, question.
Could you use a lime?
You can use a lime. Yes. Any acids that. Again, this is a great sort of clean up your fridge kind of thing. So if you have an extra lime, lemon, whatever it is, go for it. But use what you enjoy. Limes would be great. Absolutely. And limes usually don't have seeds. So you can save an extra, a little easier.
All right.
Awesome. Perfect. Take that from you.
Okay.
Keep the fork there. And we're going to add a little bit of olive oil.
Okay.
So this is by eye. We have the measurements in the recipes, which you can follow. But what I usually say is if you like it a little bit, the dressing to look like a little bit tangier or zippier, you can go like a 1-to-1 ratio. Typical dressings would be 3 parts oil to 1 part acid. Okay. But there's no written rule. So again, if you like a little more acidic, you can sort of reduce that ratio. So we're going to pour it in until I say we're good. It depends. See, this is a very slow pour bottle. So we can play the Jeopardy music. Keep going. Awesome. Fantastic. Actually, a little more. No, keep going. A little more. So your arm gets tired. No. Perfect. That's good. That's good. So, and we can always adjust after if we need. So we're going to give that a little whisk. Yeah. While you do that, we'll add a little pinch of salt. Now, with the black pepper, it all depends on your needs as well. Usually, spice might be an irritant.
It can be.
Right? And black pepper might fall in that range. So you sort of have to adjust to your needs as well. For today, I'm going to add just a little bit.
And you could omit this altogether if you knew it was irritant for you.
Exactly.
Okay.
Absolutely. All right, so here is our dressing. And now we're going to go ahead and add our potatoes.
Okay, go for it.
There we go. And we'll add green beans to this as well. So again, when you think of salad, usually not like the go-to for everyone, especially when you're hungry, but you can see it. This is going to be a little more satiating because we have the potatoes, which can be absolutely be part of a healthy diet. Green beans as well. And to add a little bit of protein, a great, easy, accessible option is canned tuna. Canned tuna is often like, the forgotten choice, but it is great accessible choice. Yeah, great way to add some extra protein. And what we usually suggest is for the lower mercury options, because some of the larger fish can tend to be a little higher in mercury, is to go for the skipjack or light tuna that you'll see it labeled as. And those are usually smaller fish. Smaller fish are great to use. So we're going to add that all in.
An economical protein source
Economical
as well.
protein, easy. If you're not a big fan of tuna, you can definitely put like hard-boiled eggs in there, like just cook hard-boiled eggs, throw that in there as well. Tofu, like you can put tofu for plant-based protein, so you have options there. Now here, again, for more flavor, we're adding capers just a little bit. This is sort of like a brined, they grow on ivy. It's like a little berry that grows on ivy, and they harvest them and then they brine them, very similar to like any like pickled item. So some of them, depending on the packaging, can be pretty salty. If you find that it is a little salty, you can give it a little rinse and then go ahead and add. I didn't let you do that. That's a fun one to add. And then
can I ask a question about these? So I've never heard of these before. Where do you find these? Like what section of the grocery store would you find this in?
Great question. So usually they will be with all the other like pickled or jarred vegetables.
Okay.
So where they have pickles, maybe they have jarred olives, hot peppers, that sort of thing is usually where you'll find capers.
Okay.
Sometimes they may keep them close to the fish section, the fish aisle, because it is a very common area with fish. But most of the time it's in like the pickled section.
Okay.
Yeah. And lastly, some herbs. We're using dill. You can use whatever your favorite herb is.
Sure.
Dill is just what we're feeling
Today?
Yeah, we're feeling today. We're gonna add some dill. Yes.
How did you prepare the dill? Did you wash it? Did you chop it finely?
Great question. Yes. Yeah. As you should with most all herbs, especially even if you're growing it yourself. Yeah. Wash it well. Cold water. That is the go-to for washing all your produce. That's the recommendation. If you have something like potatoes, something a little bit harder, like a root vegetable, that's the only pivot that you can make towards like a brush. Include that, but still just cold running water is all you need for washing. They will promote like different soaps and additives and stuff like that. Health Canada, yeah, is still on board, and as are we. It's just cold running water and then a brush if you have something that's a little bit harder.
Okay.
But same with herbs, cold running water. If you have a salad spinner is one of my favorite tools because with wet herbs, they're never fun to chop after, and you can pat them dry with like a paper towel or a clean dishcloth, but a salad spinner is sort of like your best bet to get it nice and dry and then finally chop. Yeah, I finally chop. You don't have to finally chop. You can just tear it by hand and just throw it in there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So we can go ahead and stir this now.
Okay.
We use the Dijon spoon. That's good. Give it a nice stir. Sort of adjust for seasoning at this point. But again, this is a dish that outside of cooking the potatoes, which might take like 15 minutes tops, it's really about mixing different flavors together. This is a fantastic recipe to do ahead of time. So it will taste even better the next day. Especially because of the potatoes, they will start to absorb some of the dressing and some of the flavors that you have.
Do you like potatoes warm?
Sorry?
Are they warm or cold?
These ones, because I cook them ahead of time, they are cold. But you can absolutely do it.
Because then they absorb.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, to your point, if the potatoes are warm and then you add it to the dressing, that's probably the best time to add it. Yeah, because it will absorb the flavors really well.
And could you pre-cook the potatoes and then mix it the next day just to break up the
Absolutely.
work a little bit more?
Absolutely. Yeah. Which is essentially what we've done.
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. That's fantastic. Okay. I'll do the plating. Thank you so much. No, one green bean is not considered a mess, so I think you did a great job. because if I'm not careful, I may spill half of this off the side. You can absolutely serve it out of the bowl that you mix it in, because I do not want to do more dishes afterwards.
Right.
But if you're teaching a cooking show at home, as you do, you may want to plate it up a little nicer.
Wow.
So, there we have it.